Come one, come all to a beautiful show. It's gonna be awesome and some other stuff. Some other musical stuff.
You Ghostnuts, motherfucker.
Another week, another day, another
dollar, another Jesuit.
Another Jesuit, another esoteric movement by the Jesuit kingdom claiming their attack on us, allegedly.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm yodeling, but yeah, back again with another fucking Jesuit-inspired episode.
There's just a lot of info, like we mentioned last week. The introduction of the Jesuits episode.
Laying the foundation, laying the groundwork. You know who they are now.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of crazy theories out there. And after doing some research, some of these theories are, some may say, non-believable.
I kind of lost my mind going down this fucking hole, to be honest.
My head was melting more than Giuliani.
Yeah, in a courtroom.
Yeah, but it was just some crazy theories that just makes you think, is this even true? But we'll lay it out there.
We'll relay what we've researched, and you can make up your mind on whether this is true or not.
Yes, but even though you said that, YouTube is still probably going to come out and say, "Oh, you guys are making false news. Go fuck yourself."
Educational purposes, people. Well, make up your own mind. We're not forcing you to align with this way of thinking or this information. It's just out there. You make up your mind. And it's kind of fucking crazy, to be honest, and I don't know what to believe anymore. And as Cher said, do you believe in Jesuits after love?
And the answer is, no. Because they're hidden. Anyway, but Cher's got her own problems with her High Court of the Satanic Temple, but don't worry, we'll leave the...
She'll get it on another week, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. We'll get what? The freaking
She'll get it.
Death of her husband. Or
alleged.
Transgender son.
Daughter.
Whatever
it is now.
Let's get into the Jesuits.
Okay, boom.
All right. So there's a lot of theories out there with the Jesuits. It's just apparently everything can be linked to the Jesuits.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently the Jesuits are in charge of these pure bloodlines that control the world. Papal bloodlines, descent of the Archons and the Anunnaki.
What? Oh, Jesuits?
No,
they are from the Anunnaki. I think we've got to do an episode to explain what they are.
Yeah, so we'll get into that from another time. We'll talk about the actual Jesuit theories that are crazy, and as crazy as it sounds, the formation of the United States of America, crafting them to be a war machine
to fuel the Jesuit army. So you're saying America was founded and formed solely as a purpose to propel the Jesuit agenda?
What was it that 90% of the founding fathers of that signed the Declaration of Independence were
Jesuit trained?
Well, they were Freemasons. So and after what we mentioned last week, In and Out, In and Out Burger, the original, In and Out Jesuit
universities.
Here's
your little sect. There's Illuminati. There's a fucking Freemasonry. There's a Zionist. There's
Zionist.
Allegedly.
We'll get into it. So so founding fathers, Jesuit trained, using America as the sort of peanut on these guys sort of thing, because the Jesuits like to get their hands dirty in a bit of ultra violence, as they say.
Mm-hmm. But they don't want to wear the blood.
That is true. You can go as far back as Jesuits having crafted Washington D.C. after the Vatican.
And they love to erect that obelisk.
Yes.
Both in Rome and in Washington.
But calling it Washington's monument, penis sculpture.
You're saying it's modeled after something?
The exact rectification of George Washington's penis.
Oh wow, the dimensions are 1-for-1, is what you're saying? Big boy.
Scale it down
Big
there.
Boy.
I reckon the Clinton monument, if they decide to make one, would be probably bigger.
For Hillary?
For everyone. Monica Lewinsky. Besides the point, Masonic and Satanic symbols running rampant in the design of Washington City, quite similar to the Vatican City's little design that they have there.
Are you saying like the top-down view? I think we've seen the photos. Top-down aerial view of Washington, D.C., and it's outlined with some interesting symmetry, some interesting symbols that could be satanic, could be...
Freemasonry?
Yeah.
Could be Order Templi Orientis?
Yeah.
Could be everything. Rosicrucian?
So there is some symbolism there.
Yeah. And it's very interesting that the main Chungus headquarters, where the CIA is based, Virginia, Maryland, sort of has the
Virgin and
Mary in its title. So is that like the Rome sort of coming and saying, "That is right, I did it"?
But it's like the saying we used to say back in the early days of Ghostnuts: if you stare at an asshole long enough, eventually you'll find shit.
Yeah.
So could just be coincidence, could be hiding in plain sight.
And the Jesuits are just piled of this whole shit that we're in, apparently, because apparently everything you can find is linked to these Jesuits. It's funny because at the beginning, when everyone, school days, oh yeah, Illuminati rules the world, blah blah blah. No one talked about the Jesuits.
Well, you indirectly are if you're talking about Illuminati.
That is true. They're just Ignatius Loyola just hitting
back
in
fucking. It's me, guys.
Yeah, just the kid in the back of the classroom that's like doesn't hang around with the cool kids, but he's in the corner, still at the back of the room.
It's like that fat girl with self-confidence issues that hides behind 3 people in a photo. But we know you're there.
Yeah. Going on, Jesuits have also got the powerhouse Chungus House University Center to train their leaders. So apparently like a lot of
high-ranking officials, a lot of politicians, a lot of people you see on TV and media, they seem to be coming out of Jesuit universities, Jesuit teaching programs, right?
Well, that's the thing that we mentioned last week. If you wanted the pinnacle of your leadership, the illuminated populi, they had to be Jesuit trained, because the top Freemasonry board of directors ended up being the creators of the Illuminati.
Cream of the crop, cream on the top.
That's it.
Suck it till it pops.
Always. And then this also caused the possible assassinations of these Jesuits, because one step too many step in the scene, popping in my limousine.
Fuck.
There's
You're alluding to JFK?
Yeah. So JFK's
You're saying he was eliminated by the Jesuits?
Not only him, but like Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. There's a few presidents who have been vocal about these Jesuits.
So high profile list there of people who fucking shit talk them, talk shit, get hit.
Yeah.
But have you seen, apparently there's a painting, an oil painting of some sorts of JFK, like dead, when he was shot and he was like slumped over in the limousine. There's a painting apparently in the Vatican?
What?
Or some shit?
Crazy shit. Believe it if you like. But this is what...
Got to call Ripley for that one.
This is what the information we found. Also, the whole Civil War thing sparked, we'll talk about later on, with the Abraham Lincoln assassination. There was also the Titanic.
Yes, which we discussed in the Fed episode.
Yeah.
If you forgot about that shit, we had some people who were opposed for this Federal Reserve Bank. So what happens? Your mate, the big chungus JP Morgan, funds a fucking ship.
Yeah.
Chuck the big boys who are opposed on it. Hey, here's a free trip. Let's go fucking sail straight into an iceberg with your Jesuit coagulant.
Coadjutor.
Conjunctivitis. Sailing full steam ahead into a gigantic ice cube.
Yeah.
See you later, boys. I'm taking you down.
Next
what
minute,
do? You drown out the competition. Next minute,
the
boom. Fed.
Done.
Dusted. Go back to that episode if you want more info on that shit.
That's it, episode
Jekyll
24.
Island shit going on.
Who else?
Rockefeller, Rothschild.
Yeah, with the whole crash, that 1929, what was it? Something happened then which market crash, the stock market crash.
So what do the Jesuits do? They use these fucking families as proxies to siphon the wealth of America.
Yeah, let's just start buying shit up. This is like a game of Monopoly. There's always that one fuck in the that you're playing with that's just like, haha, I'm gonna buy everything.
And the mustachio fuck, that mustachio fuck is a Jesuit.
Yeah.
Riding around in his little fucking convertible, that little shit, remember that?
This top hat.
In his little fucking top hat.
Monocle wearing motherfucker.
I don't know if he's wearing a monocle. You got to refer to the Mandela episode for that.
That is true. That is true. But also the CIA is a heavily centralized intelligence.
Allegedly,
Catholic intelligence agency. Head of the CIA, Arturo Souza, the Black Pope, allegedly controlling the CIA, MI6, Mossad, Scotland Yard, all these fucking chungus
intelligence
eyes in the
agencies.
skies.
Yeah, so you got this Bill Big Dick, Bubblegum Bill Donovan, who was apparently some Knight of Malta lineage, which you discussed last week. Fucking, he was the head founder of the CIA, and he was like an American lawyer, soldier, intelligence officer, and he started before with the previous organization, OSS, I think it was called. And from that, stemmed into the CIA. So then you got the fucking Jesuits, allegedly, who are controlling the CIA, who are using it as their source of intel and information, because it is one of the most prolific intelligence agencies in the world.
Wow. So it's like, and the FBI has a similar story as well.
Hit me up. What do you know about the FBI?
Knight of Malta.
What is this Knight of Malta, bro? Is this like some
It's like fucking Freemason Templar shit, like we mentioned last week. It's all the same shit. Play Assassin's Creed, you played one, you played them all.
So this Jesuits splintered off into like fucking different sects? Like,
No, yeah, this was in between the whole formation of like Knights of, like, you know, after the Templars decided to go haywire and start occupying every other fucking country.
so yeah, we got that fucking going on. What else we got with the Jesuits? You got some shit that apparently in the Middle East, as fucking Tupac said, there's war in the streets and there's wars in the Middle East. So this is a alleged theory that some have come up with that I'm just going to lay it out there because we don't know.
Yes. So apparently these ISIS rebels aren't actually fighting for Muhammad, their prophet. They're actually fighting for the Jesuits of Rome.
And why is that? Like, why the fuck would two opposing religions be working like this? Is it because that the Jesuits, Catholics, have a vested interest in the Holy Land?
That is true. They want to occupy Jerusalem.
So what do? Weaken Jerusalem, the Jewish people, right? To a state where the Zionists slip back in. And as we discussed last week, Zionists, allegedly, sect created by the Jesuits. So indirectly, Jesuits control or directly control the Holy Land.
Not only that, but like also the extremist Muslims as well, like ISIS and stuff, are also funded by the Jesuits. So it's like these guys are like, let's just find these two parties, let them kill each other to death, because look,
we're just going to slip in.
We're just going to sit back and watch the show. Because us Jesuits, we like to get our hands dirty. We like to kill the occasional person here and there, but you know, we've killed a lot of people.
I don't want to stain the black robe, though.
Yeah, you know, this black robe, this shit ain't cheap, you know.
There's red shoes, though. I'm going to get them dirty, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the red from all the blood they've trampled on in their past.
So
that's another thing that's what's going on with like the whole infiltration of the Middle East. Jump back up. What else is happening? The Jesuits of Rome want to control the beast.
What do you mean by the beast?
The beast as a tool of the Jesuits to carry and push their one world government and force the mark of the beast.
You're talking about like COVID shit?
Allegedly.
This is a vaccine, you know how they were discussing is that shit?
Yeah.
Heavy shit, mate. You got the Jesuits who are fucking apparently controlling America. They were using that war machine to push their agenda.
Yeah.
Where you got little fucking innocent Pope in his Pope mobile, fucking, and the fucking, where's the black Pope? He's probably fucking servicing the fucking vehicle. I'm just a mechanic. What's he gonna say?
Yeah.
And then you got the fucking world turning to shit for their one world government, allegedly. One world nation
one man torso.
One man torso.
Yeah.
One man Pope mobile.
But it's crazy shit to see that these Jesuits are like involved in all these angles. Like, what the fuck's a Jesuit?
It's like they're a god, the way fucking these theories are fucking laying it out. They've done everything. Apparently they killed Abraham Lincoln as well, like for some shit.
Look, with Abraham Lincoln, it's very interesting because you have to look, if you want to look at the assassination and the life of Abraham Lincoln and the Jesuits, you have to look at one Charles Chiniquy.
Excuse me? Who the fuck is that?
Charles Chiniquy, who had wanted to create his own sort of like settlement, religious settlement. But the Bishop of Chicago at the time was like the head honcho. He said, no, everyone that wants to start a church or a little settlement has to do it through us.
It's mafioso style.
Yeah, well, Chicago is the land of the mafia at the end of the day. And what's it called? So then one step too many, this Chiniquy guy.
That's a weird name. Like, what fucking ethnicity is this bloke?
Canadian, French Canadian.
Yeah, anyway.
And he was taken to court because he didn't want to stick with their handouts and, you know, with these Bishop of Chicago and all that shit. So they took him to court. In comes Abraham Lincoln without a beard to young Abraham Lincoln to be the lawyer to represent this chinchilla.
Some would say America's first African American president.
Allegedly.
Is that theory, yeah.
And but then they just figured out that he just had a huge one.
Yeah, he was just a hung monster.
Yeah. So Abraham Lincoln defended him in the court case, about to lose the court case, like your typical episode of Law and Order or some shit. Oh no, I'm going to lose the court case. In comes mystery witness in the last minute turn of events, who said, no, the Bishop of Chicago was doing all this shifty shit. Ching
Fei.
Yeah.
Stick it in me anyway.
Walks out scot-free, but then the back row of these bishops, Jesuit trained, gave them the evil eye of Abraham Lincoln.
The Maluki or whatever they call it.
Yeah, and said to him, we'll fucking get ya, cunt.
And what happened to Abraham Lincoln?
Direct quote from Abraham Lincoln. The Civil War will never have been possible without those sinister influence of the Jesuits.
Those fucking dogs.
Civil War breaking. Fund the Confederacy. I'm Abraham Lincoln. I'm funding it myself with my greenbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have a debt-free system.
Can't have that.
Fuck these Rothschilds and Rockefellers that are coming in. But then, at the end of the day, John Wilkes Booth enters a theatre with
trying to enjoy a nice show with just relax
miso.
with the miso. How's it going, baby? Maybe I get lucky tonight.
Yeah.
Chop that tree down with his axe. You know what I'm saying?
And
John Wilkes Booth comes.
That's it. Funded by the Confederacy, aka funded by the Jesuits allegedly, and there's a legacy of Abraham Lincoln.
See you later. Just like the greenbacks.
See you later, greenbacks.
Gone. So you got that's a fucking another crazy theory, and then you got
yes, and sorry.
Speaking of presidents,
with the whole Civil War thing, because of the ties with like the Jesuits and like America, because America realized that the Jesuits were involved. We can't let them, the Jesuits of Rome, Vatican, overpowering the USA, because we're at the end of the day Protestants, anti-Jesuit.
Mm-hmm.
What do? Cut ties from the Vatican.
See you later.
1865.
Fuckwits.
Yeah. So see you later, Pontifex Maximus.
You can suck at this, Maximus.
That's it. But who steps in to rekindle the friendship?
Everyone's favorite movie star turned president, Ronald the Slick Rick Reagan.
Rekindled the
relationship with the Vatican.
And
got them back on board.
And ever since his inauguration, as we mentioned last week, they face the Satanic obsolete.
Hmm.
So some may say the turn of the New World Order.
So why the fuck would Reagan do that shit? What was his...
Look, at the end of the day, he was in Hollywood, he was an actor, and we know what goes around in Hollywood. Rampant societies they live in, controlled crap. Hollywood turned President Ronald Reagan has his... And also, you have to watch out, Ronald Reagan, this is part of the Jesuit conspiracies, because of the CIA, and who was former director of the CIA.
Yes, George Bush.
Next step VP to Reagan.
That's right, George
Bush Sr. And what does he do? He
Didn't he take the reins for a while?
He did after
An attempted
assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan from a Jesuit, apparently.
Some were saying this was all an act.
So it's like, do this, will cause a bit of
How's it going?
hanky-panky,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, rekindle this relationship with the Vatican, because at the end of the day, you know, we're not gonna we can just kill you.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a show. Has anyone realized that like events that play out is just like a show?
In what sense? What do you mean by...
Like just things like, you know, that you see like in everyday life. Like for example, the whole George Floyd shit.
Enlighten me. Like how what do you mean by a show? Like it seems so bizarre that it cannot be real, but yet it is.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Just watch the biggest reality TV show is
Life.
Is Life.
Yeah.
And it's getting watched by the Anunnaki.
And guess what? This season doesn't end.
Nah.
It only ends when you end.
That's it.
And that's just your chapter gone. There's another fucking chapter going on.
But here's the thing with like so this rekindling that Reagan did with America and the Vatican, marry up the two sort of superpowers in the world. Or isn't Italy technically not seen as a superpower?
It is not. It is
but
not.
they're the ones behind the scenes, sort of pulling the strings. 'Cause at the end of the day, what we mentioned last week, the whole Roman Empire, the Holy See, is the people.
The people.
Yeah.
And if you go back and if you look at the whole Italy Gate thing, and you're like, why the fuck was Italy involved in this? Kind of makes sense, right? When you think about it. The Vatican's involvement, the Jesuit involvement in the United States.
Because at the end of the day, isn't Joe Biden Jesuit trained?
He is.
So post plans for the Jesuits is pretty crazy shit. So
Is this what their roadmap is, so to say, what they plan to
yeah,
do?
because of this whole Jesuit order, scrapping the Reformed Protestant Constitution to a Jesuit-based counter-reformation. What are their goals? What do they want? Worldwide anti-Jewish fury on a grand scale, especially in America, as a result of the Black Pope's secret CFR-controlled Masonic Jewish Zionists takeover of the Jewish people of Israel, being blamed for the papal Caesar, aka the Pope, international Jesuit crusade.
Wait, what the fuck? So what they're trying to say is they're trying to make the Jews the bad guys
Yeah.
to overthrow Israel and take... Okay, that's fucking pretty crazy, yeah.
But, you know, because controlled by like this whole Masonic angle, as we mentioned, destruction of Muslim-based like military and holy areas, pinned them back from Israel and America as well. It's like the rebuilding of Solomon's temple. Because at the end of the day, when they rebuild Solomon's temple, is when the Antichrist returns.
This is some prophetic shit.
So it's like they're saying, look, we're just gonna be here to like
They're gonna try and make the world turn against the superpower, so to say.
yeah.
So after they're gone, they're gonna step in or some shit.
Yeah. And there's just like a whole bunch of shit regarding a biblical prophecy regarding the return of the false prophet, which some may say is the Black Pope, some may say is the Jesuit Pope or a different Pope, roadmap for the Antichrist. So it's like hand in hand ass in mouth. But it's just we'll put it in the show notes how crazy this is. It's very.
You've got a lot of steps outlined here. Fucking. So what's if you sum up the steps, like what's their main goal?
The
Take
goal
over the world, Pinky and the Brain style.
Is pretty much the goal steps of the New World Order. One world unity to follow at the end of the day, the Antichrist, and then kill the world. Because at the end of the day, the Jesuits are religious people. Remember?
Yeah.
Very religious.
Society of Jesus. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
So I would just so you can see the influence of Jesuits in the world, I'm going to go through like a list of media controlled by the Jesuits, right? So News Corp and 21st Century Fox.
Rupert Murdoch.
Big Knight of Malta, apparently.
Okay.
So yeah, you got fucking Rupert Murdoch, the fucking big chungus media man, who's got fucking owns like basically the largest amount of media controlled. What am I saying?
No,
but,
you have to watch out because now Disney owns Fox.
Yeah, well, fuck, and then we're gonna. All right, fine. I'm gonna jump to Walt Disney right now. Roy Disney. Apparently, there's a lot of theories floating around about that man. He needs an episode on himself. But
we know Walt Disney was a Mason.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you just tie that Masonry back to Jesuits.
Yeah.
And so since 1996, a man named Leo J. Donovan has been on the board of the company, and he is, without a doubt, documented a Jesuit priest and the former president of Georgetown University, with so many of these other people that came through.
Who else is
You got Viacom now.
Yes.
You know, Viacom, Sonny Redstone, trained by Jesuits at Georgetown University with his old mate fucking Leo Donovan up there, fucking probably sinking beers together. Viacom Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Admin Officer, Thomas E. Dooley, geez, that's a Dooley, is Roman Catholic as well, trained at St. John's University. There's so many companies, NBC Universal, there's a fucking, I'll chuck it in the show notes, I'm not going to go through all the fucking names. Washington Post company, a shitload. And these are just a few examples, right?
Wait, I thought Washington Post was... Wait, is that the one that's owned by...
Jesuits, yes, you're right. It's all Jesuit controlled. Okay, these are just examples. Okay, it doesn't mean just because they were fucking trained or educated in a Jesuit university, it means that they're fucking pushing the Black Pope agenda.
Yeah.
But it should at least highlight that all these elevated individuals are in a position, like a high position in the corporate media, and he should just at least raise some questions, right?
And obviously they're going to be shown to the public, propaganda, this and that, and it's just going to be like...
What's the easiest way to influence people's minds?
Media. Technology, whatever.
Something that's in their face every day. So if you perpetuate a lie, there's an actual condition, right? If you perpetuate a lie long enough and often enough, the person will start believing that as fact. Right? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of those ones. Yeah.
So then you got like, there's a few
It's not what you're saying.
It's how
it's
I'm
what
saying
you're
that
not saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you got military and political ties. You got Billy Clinton, right? President of the United States, Georgetown University. You got fucking John Favreau.
That's that fat cunt that was directed Iron Man.
That's John Favreau.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. His head speechwriter of US President Barack Obama. Valedictorian at the College of the Holy Cross. Then we go to Joe Big Dick Hunter's my son Biden. What's he doing in this? Awarded multiple honorary degrees from Jesuit universities. He's got one from Trinity College, one from St. Joseph's, some other fucking shit going on down there. Then your mate, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Look, Lyndon B. Johnson, like, we know that he's full, like, Jesuit influence, the whole assassination of JFK, but that's going to take a whole another episode to talk about, especially with his wife, big Jesuit killer.
She killed Jesuits?
No, she was a Jesuit killer.
Oh, she's an assassin, eh?
Jackie O.
Oh, assassin in the streets, assassin in the sheets.
That's it.
And then you got, I'm going to tie it back, apparently, to the Aussie listeners, big onion crunching, onion eating Tony Abbott, allegedly. St. Ignatius College, Riverview. Apparently, it's a Jesuit control. I don't fucking know. Okay, so we got that. You also got this whole fucking. I'm gonna address it quickly because we're running out of time. It's such a big topic. You got the whole COVID fucking vaccine being a Jesuit agenda being pushed forward because you got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Apparently, Melinda Gates, little Jesuit princess, her father.
Yep.
You know,
Knight of Malta.
one of those ones.
Yeah.
Crack out the Maltesers.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get sucked on these chocolate balls, and there's some connections there with Jesuits and shit. Also, I found like when I was doing my research, have you heard of Lou Dobbs?
No.
Anyway, he had like a CNN talk show, kind of like a political show. Had an interview with a Jesuit priest, right? It was about illegal immigrants, right? And he was for kind of, it was a weird, I'll put the YouTube link in the show notes. They were basically discussing like illegal immigrants, and the Jesuit priest was basically for it, saying they're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
Yeah.
And then anyway, Lou Dobbs asked him a question. Jesuit priest kind of curbs it, right? Doesn't really answer it. And then he's like, hang on a sec, you didn't answer this question, but that's okay, you can get away with it because you're a Jesuit.
Wow.
And he starts smiling. What happens after that? Big dick Lou called out the Jesuit, right? His house gets shot up a few days later.
Interesting.
And then after that, he was fired the next month after that interview.
Very interesting with how you said the media heads looking down on it. But then you just have to look at one last thing that ties this whole agenda that's getting pushed by these media corporations in modern day. Marxism. Apparently Marxism was thought of from the Jesuit deception known as Hegelian dialectic.
I don't mind a bit of Hegelian dialectic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's apparently it's an old Jewish principle explained how pretty much the writings from Marx's Communist Manifesto were crafted over. So it's pretty much that thing is pretty much Marx, and we know that Marx was Freemason with his putting his fucking hand in his over that fucking
that shit stained moustache, just eating ass like Kobayashi at a hot dog contest.
That's it. And it's they've got their learnings and their teachings from the Jesuit order. So it's like, how many fucking angles does a circle have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like a non-stop bukkake.
It's just infinite. There's so many angles. It's like, clearly we're not a circle because we've got so many corners and angles that we're coming from.
Like
But at the end of the day, we're a fucking. It's a circle.
And they're all fucking us. A good analogy would be like, you're in a bukkake, right? You're just sitting there in the middle. You got the Jesuits. Sorry, you got the Zionists. You got the fucking Freemasons. You got all these little fucking sects. Don't mean it like that, but these little cults surrounding you. You're in the middle. You're getting fucking jizzed on.
So it's like
and the Jesuit's the guy there recording it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like
he's a fucking director who got all the stars who fucking
it's like
jizz on you.
The Jesuit is the guy, like what you said, filming this whole.
He set it up.
Yeah, and you're like the soggy sayer. Mm-hmm. You're the poor little cracker in the middle getting jizzed on.
That's a perfect way to sum up this whole Jesuit deal.
That's it.
With a soggy sayo.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, remember what happens at the end of soggy sayo? The one that comes on at last eats it.
Mm-hmm. And
who is that going to be?
Yeah, who are the Jesuits gonna make come last?
That's it.
Come louder. And
Anthony Fauci,
alleged big Jesuit. Before we sign off, not breaking news. It's like a week old, but fuck it. The priest who inaugurated Joseph Lunchbox Biden, Kevin O'Brien, is currently under investigation in California for some adulterous shit.
Interesting.
Just thought I'd lay that fucking out there.
He's probably a Jesuit as well.
Who?
This Kevin 07.
Oh no, yeah, 100% he's a Jesuit priest. And the inauguration is basically done by a Jesuit priest.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Or, like you said, all roads lead to Rome.
Yep. And this road's going to lead to...
But which Rome? Washington, D.C., allegedly. But on that note, ghostnutspodcast.com. A shitload of info this week. We pretty much just skimmed the surface. I'm going to chuck at the show notes there because there's a lot of
disgusting information.
It's like you actually feel sick. Make sure you don't eat something you enjoy because you'll probably blame that for
You'll get a
getting
headache.
sick. Yeah,
You'll get a headache reading this shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
So just go eat like something that's like a B level like meal, just to so you can blame on it to get sick, like a peanut butter sandwich or something.
I mean, I enjoy a nice, especially on toasted bread, or some nice fucking velvety soft white bread.
You're starting to sound like a Jesuit.
Oh fuck, maybe I am one.
On that note, I've got to take you in.
Come on, do it.
You Ghostnuts, motherfucker.
Ghostnuts Podcast boys.
Are they discussing this on the Ghostnuts Podcast? Are you? You guys need to break this fucking down.
Get to the chopper! Kill your fucking selves, you fucking globalists!
We can't see them, they can't see us.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
God, I love those Ghostnuts.